Hello, this is Sabrina at Piedra Luna Tarot 808, bringing you, viewer, a collective reading to with the tarot cards to intuitively feel what the energy of Pluto entering Aquarius is going to bring for the collective, as it happens on March 23rd, and it's going to be on Aquarius until June the 11th. Then Pluto is going to go back retrograde on Capricorn for the remainder of the year, and it would go permanently for until 2043 on Aquarius, starting on June of next year. So during these 2 months, we're going to see like a sneak peek of what the energy is going to bring, what the tone and the topic we're going to see during this time. Pluto being in Capricorn has shined a light on how the paradigm of the economy, of how the value of dollars is weak and due to and corrupt and due to go down. If you want a better explanation of what I'm talking about, you can check the movie, which is greatly made and very interesting, which is called The Big Short, and you can see what's going on. But the Big Short is going to have a relation, an important explanation of the background of what's going to happen. I feel with Pluto going into Aquarius, like different astrologers have their interpretation of what could be the possible things going on. But from my research, from my intuitive research, and from the tarot cards, I feel this is what Pluto going into Aquarius is going to bring. And we're going to see like a sneak peek, as I said, in the following couple of months as it enters in March 23. And I'm seeing revolution and evolution. I'm not picking up like a negative energy from this. Actually, I pick up actually like it's more a redemptive energy that I'm feeling from Pluto entering into Aquarius. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to hit rock bottom. Pluto entering into Aquarius, I'm not feeling that, but that could be a possibility. It could be a possibility that the banking system goes down on March 23. We're already seeing a couple of banks going down, and it could be perfectly exacerbated on March 23. The good news is that I'm seeing Pluto entering into Aquarius as a redemption energy. As yes, it's going to expose the corruption, and it's going to expose the rot. It's going to expose all that's been hidden under the rug that is now working out, and it's going to be exposed through the internet. I feel this revolution, and I'm hearing the song Revolution from the Beatles. I'll put the lyrics below, and I'll put the song on my channel as well, on my music channel, if you want to hear it. But I feel there's a group of people, I feel there's a coalition of from my reading, as strange as that sounds, but I feel there's a coalition of, and I'm surprised myself of the message, of a coalition of hackers that are gonna break. Maybe it's not only the banking system that's gonna go down. I do feel there's a good possibility of the internet going down on during this time of Pluto going into Aquarius. And I strongly feel that by it going down, by it breaking down, because Pluto also has that energy of making machines go break down, and the internet is not like in the ether. It's not like wishful thinking. I mean, the internet actually does have a physical part, and I strongly feel we are, as a society, when the internet goes down, I feel it's going to go down for, not for too long, but I feel it's going to break down severely, that it's going to put the eyes of the whole world, because that's Pluto in Aquarius, breaking down things, breaking down the internet. But by breaking down the internet, it's also going to show the weaknesses. By that breakthrough, we're going to we're going to have a breakthrough of how to build it better. We're going to see the weaknesses in the system, because if you don't know, like a lot of the internet happens by some cables, or large, huge cables going under the ocean and crossing big distances. I don't know for sure right now, but I know it's physical. I mean, and we also have the satellites, which are the ones that provide internet as well, and they're also physical. I think there's going to be either, maybe there's going to be a combination of two things, because like that's what Pluto can do. Pluto can make something small into something really big. So it could be a combination of solar storms along with and Saturn being in Pisces with underground things like the structure and those cables that go underground for the internet possibly being malfunctioning, and it's going to bring the whole thing down, and that's going to be an opportunity for a group of social hackers. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm feeling. Social hackers. We'll see if time makes me a very creative or just a prophet or a very creative person with a creative imagination. But I see a group of hackers taking the opportunity of the internet going down and seeing how the world is breaking down and deciding, okay, and these are people that are no bullshit people. They're I'll read later during the reading what kind of personality I feel that they have. But they're gonna say this is the opportunity to make things different. This is the time to make a change, and I feel they're just like, I don't know if how many viewers remember when we had the anonymous group, but the one with the Guy Fawkes mask of Vendetta, with the with the synthesized voice, and like it's anonymous. We don't know who it is, and I think there was a movement a while ago for the anonymous hackers, putting a stop on very corrupt institutions and giving like power to the people. But I feel this time, if that was like a bit diluted and sporadical, I feel this time is going to be very strong. And as we've seen during the course of the economy, that in the tech departments of the world, from the big servers, from Amazon, from Facebook, from Instagram, from Twitter, that they're firing a lot of technicians, and as well that we have the solar storms going on that are affecting the internet. I feel we've become a bit cocky that we got the internet all sorted out, and that it's already our dominion as humanity, and those great leaders that, not the great leaders, or those huge corporations and guys that are managing the internet. I think we're going to put a light on not only the economy, and because it's going to go down, because the system is due to go down, but also it's going to go down along with the internet. Like it's going to, both are going to go down, and that makes a lot of sense because all of our banking right now is based on internet, and this is going to pave the, or it's going to be an opportunity for this group of social hackers to send a letter to the world that times are changing, and that no longer the internet and the people are bound. And during this time here with this person resting, there's going to be like a darkness time, probably as the internet goes down. That is going to, like when it goes back on, we're going to go like a period of darkness, probably as the banks go down, as the internet goes down, and it gives us a time to meditate on everything. And while we're meditating on everything, this group of hackers are working very hard on seeping into, like they're gonna take advantage of it going down to make it better. I feel it's gonna be a I feel like a not exactly like a hacker Robin Hood kind of energy, where as this breaks down and as it is explained on how it works, this group of hackers are going to they're going to say, okay, this is how it works, in a very Aquarius way and in a very Plutonic revolutionary way. They're going to use that same those same statements of how the economy works and how the internet is going to work, and they're going to implement they're going they're going to implement, I feel like a universal salary. I'm feeling that strongly. that they're going to pave the way for there to be a universal salary as the best, as their best approach on how to save the world. Like the song of the Beatles, as I said, what's your contribution? You say that, yeah, you want a revolution, but what's the plan, right? I think these people are going to have the plan and of seeing, and they're probably going to show, oh, let's see what happens, but they might show on the video of, they're going to open the eyes of everybody on the inequalities on the planet, on the inequalities of people starving, and the that people like in France are getting, like, they're starting a revolution because the increased prices of food, uh, and they of course they have the right to be as angry as they are. But just imagine if they see the discomfort of the increasing prices. Think of how bad people are having it on third world countries, with the climate crisis, with the pandemic, with the economic crisis. And they're going to come, these people are going to come, the hackers, social hackers are going to come with a solution to implement online with the, like, cryptocurrency kind of plan, using, like, they're going to use what we know of cryptocurrency, what we know of the internet, and what we know of economy, and how it broke down, and how the news and everybody, the governments, are going to, of course, shine a light on what happened. But they're going to use those establishment, those affirmations, or those ideas, those lines of ideas, to say, okay, if it is that way and it's breaking down, then we can change it using those same rules. And that's where I feel that we're going to have the power coming to the people with the judgment, where this group of hackers are going to remind the world, yes, we are small, we're a few, and we're hidden, but we have the power to change society. We have the power to blackmail you. We have the power to switch down institutions. It was last year that a group of hackers, because I live in Costa Rica, a group of hackers hacked into our social security system. It was super open. And also to the customs governmental system, and it caused a great havoc. And they were asking for money from the government. Of course, there was no money given, but it does open our eyes on how easy it is to actually infiltrate any institution, and how we are so reliant on the internet to manage everything on regards to, and of course, because it makes our lives easier not to have everything on paper. But that is going to be a weakness that is also going to be shown to us through these hackers, and they're going to remind the world that, okay, there's this group of people. Yes, of course, there's the group of bad hackers around, who hacks a social system and delays medicine and surgeries for people. That's quite evil to do. But this group is going to be a counter-revolutionary group that is going to be, like, on the other side. I feel that they're parents. I feel that this group is multi-generational. And I feel a lot of them are no bullshit, and they're very logical, very Aquarian in that sense, very Pluto in Aquarius in that sense, of for the goodness of people. And they're going to remind the world of the weaknesses that it has, and that we have to work together. And that if we don't work together for the better of all, where everybody has the basic minimum, and that's where this universal salary is going to be mentioned, and it's going to be, they were going to try to implement it. I'm not sure if it will be done during these 2 months, but it's going to be hinted at. That in order for us to survive, because yes, we can ask. There was a panel in the Davos convention of the young women, including Greta Thunberg, that are trying to save the planet from destruction, of course. And it was Greta, and it was a girl from I don't know from which country per se, but from the African continent, Vanessa. And then there was, I think her name was Caroline or Maria, I'm not sure, from Colombia, and Luisa from Germany. And they are putting into light that we're going into extinction, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I think this group of people did listen, and they do realize that that the world is mad, and someone with more reasoning has to take the reins, and they're gonna do it through the internet. They're gonna make their intelligence and their word and their power be known. The power returning to the people with Pluto entering Aquarius. And I feel it's like these people are very determined and into using the tools and using the law. I think they're going to use, I feel, and also the song, the Beatles song, talks about, it says, are you going to change the Constitution? I feel they're going to use the same words of the Constitution in their message and in their motto, the U.S. Constitution, and on regards for that, and remind us that the law, the government, all the institutions are there for the people, here with the Queen and the King of Cups. Like those institutions, the law is made for the better of the people, for there to be harmony, and that we're in a point, in a tipping point in time, as the banks break down, or as the internet goes down, or both go down, which I feel is going to probably be what's going to happen, that a reminder that we need to go back to our roots, that it's, and it basically, their basic motto is going to be, I feel it's also going to be a bit religious, but like universal, ecumenical religious, in the sense of we are, that every human being has the same value, and we are living in a system, an economical system, the Capricorn system that has been established is of slavery, is of oppression, and that in order for us to survive, as for the planet to survive, for humankind to survive, we have to go back to the roots that we are all equal. We are all equal. Every single inhabitant of this world is equal, and that's where they're gonna implement where I feel a lot of like the cups energy, the paternal energy of a basic universal salary, and they're gonna like try to implement the of probably they're gonna just, it's gonna be simple for, they're gonna create a simple system where people can just log in and say, this is, I'm human being such and such, and I live here, and they're gonna have an access to a universal salary, or there's gonna be a movement on regards to that, because we are, as things go belly up, as the economy goes belly up, as the internet goes belly up, and as our society is going belly up, along with the climate crisis. If you live in California, if you follow the news, you see that, I mean, they're only missing rimstone. Like they had like fires, floodings, snow. I mean, they just, volcanoes is the last thing that they are missing from all the horrible climate crisis that they're going through. And I have a great hope in California, actually, because of they're very revolutionary on the way they see things, and in being more avant-garde and more of a community kind of mentality, and of caring for the citizen. And I feel, and there being the Silicon Valley, some people probably, all these hackers could come from that area, given that there's so many unemployed tech people right now because of the madness of the world, and they are gonna help us to see things like in a different, we've been seeing this madness as normal, like it's always been like this, but with this energy of Pluto going into Aquarius, we're gonna see things how they could be different, how like a total change of paradigm, and people that are going to be able to create this, and they're going to be able to create it, like they're going to show without asking anybody's permission, no government permission. That's why they're hackers, and they're doing it underground. They say, we can switch this around very easily. It's just wanting to do it and putting the bullshit behind, that it can be achieved. And they're going to show us a way that it can be achieved. And it's because of what we're going to face is not easy. Of course, if it hasn't been easy yet so far, banks going down like in the 1930s, or the internet going down. Imagine if the internet goes down for a few days. We've had it for like the most we've seen so far of the internet malfunctioning has been of certain platforms like WhatsApp not working for one day, or Instagram, not Instagram, but Twitter not working for a few hours, or Facebook not working for a few hours. But this is going to be for more than a few hours, probably going to be for some days. And the uncertainty and the chaos and the mayhem are, yes, are going to be there. And Pluto being Pluto, there could be, it's a time to stay away from conflictive people. If this does happen, if the banks do go down, stay away from conflictive people. Try to stay home. Try to avoid being in mass places in the U.S. especially. There's one negative thing that I could feel coming up from Pluto going into Aquarius, of possibilities of more mass shootings. So stay at home. Don't go. Try to avoid going into places, and be very careful where you go, because people can be very explosive with Pluto in Aquarius as well. It's not all going to be very peachy. But on regards to the good things that are going to be brought from this explosion, from this revolutionary explosion, very much like kind of like a vendetta kind of thing. I feel strongly the hackers working is that they're going to shine a light on, we can do this different. It can be done different. I mean, the governments have been telling us it's impossible, but they're going to say, no, it's not. Here it is. It might not be long lasting, because Pluto is going to be in Aquarius until June the 11th, from March 23 until June the 11th. So it might not be super long lasting, but it's going to be a start. It's going to be a possibility. It's going to be, and it's going to give us time. And then as we go back into, Pluto goes back into Capricorn, and we have to deal with more of the madness of what's not working out in our economy, how we've been doing things. We as a collective might go into next year saying, you know what, this group was right, we should be implementing this, that's actually a good solution. We're going to feel obligated, because of the imminent crisis that is happening, to actually follow suit with what this group of tech people are going to suggest in a revolutionary way, because well, kind of suggest blackmail in a way, or they're going to remind us of the power of the people, that it's not only now with the age of technology, it's not only governments, and it's going to be successful. Actually, they're going to, it's like they have like a simple and successful plan from all this madness. And let's see, which other cards should I be showing you. I was also feeling a lot of this cards of the Seven of Pentacles, which is hidden, but that's because hidden and the High Priestess and the Sun. Let's see. I was getting a lot of like the Sun and the Moon. The Sun and the Moon energy. This is probably going to happen from like we wake up and the banks are down, or the internet is down. The internet and banks are down. It's gonna, and when the lights go up again, all the decisions that we've made are gonna be made public. I feel that when if and when the internet goes down, as it goes up again, it's going to be a very vulnerable system, which is going to be very easily hacked. And this group of people are going to take the opportunity to show the world why they're doing what they're doing. And by that, I mean, they're going to expose a lot of corruption. I feel if there was a Pluto in Aquarius, for me, also feels like if we had WikiLeaks, I don't know, I should check when WikiLeaks astrologically was happening. there was any Pluto in Aquarius kind of energy. But I feel that this is not going to be like a WikiLeaks. It's going to be a wiki flood. We're going to be flooded with all the options that people took in the government, and we're going to see it. Like nothing's going to be hidden. And I also feel with, because Pluto is also a planet of wealth, maybe this group of people might change the algorithm for a while of all these platforms, and a lot of people that might have been hidden from the public view might make it big. I mean, people have been working underground, or that they haven't had much exposure, might and they're doing good things or great things or interesting things or creative things or revolutionary things, which are very Pluto in Aquarius. They're going to come into the light after this. It's gonna be like a refresh of the algorithm of what we get shown to, what we get related to, the videos that we see, the people that have exposure, people that don't have exposure. And so we're going to see Pluto is going to shine in Aquarius, and this group of people are going to shine a light on the good that has been hidden, the bad that has been hidden, and the ugly that has been hidden. I also feel there's going to be a lot of like wiki flood information about human trafficking, about rapes that have been going on, and this Pluto in Aquarius is also going to bring a revolution of human rights as well. The human rights on the internet, or like, and it's going to bring like our society. If Pluto was bringing topics of our society in Capricorn on regards to the economy, Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring a revolution of our society as a global citizen over the internet, and it's going to become stronger than ever before. It's definitely going to shake. Yeah, I see like the banks going down, the institutions, or like the structures being turned upside down. And let's see what else. Those are very similar cards, but I was asking if this was going to be like negative, or this upheaval, this situation. I think the decision, I get a lot of two of swords, two of wands. I got it several times upside down, like a decision has been taken. So I don't know if these people are already thinking of this, or they already planning it, or the decision is already made, or they're part of the faith of the planet. But what I do feel strongly is that these people that are going to make this revolution, and they're going to show us how things can be different, and it's going to be power to the people, that definitely is going to be, it's going to be a group of people that are very empowered. They have a lot of knowledge, like the emperor, and they're used to making decisions. They're used to things happening, and they feel that having all this power and having this knowledge of actually having the possibility of doing a great change, of actually doing a power to the people revolution, knowing that they have that power, and looking with the Three of Wands, and knowing what's going to happen, and seeing how the world is going on a fast track to destruction. They're just going to decide that they cannot just stand there and not do anything about it. They're going to take action. Definitely it's going to be, because I got the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles upside down several times. It has to do with our structures. It has to do with the banks. Probably, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. We're already seeing the banks going down. They're going to show us that the banking system, the economy, is a construct, is a social construct that is not even based on something tangible or real anymore, and that we actually have the option to change it and to make it better for the benefit of everyone. And they're really going to shine a light on how we can live a more harmonious life. And let's see, what else? I'm also feeling a lot and I got this card several times, of the Star and the Ace of Cups. It is going to be a lucky break that they're going to show us. It's going to be a gift. This, I also feel because Pluto makes, can also, it makes small things bigger, and it can also make big things smaller. So like in deflation, I also feel like another astrologer that I was listening to, that it is very possible that this going into the ground is going into darkness, because that's what Pluto is. Pluto is going into the underground, into hell, into not, yeah, and hell as in seeing the what's hidden, what you didn't want to see, facing your shadows, and that's where I see that a lot of corruption is gonna, like, there's gonna be a flood of information of who's doing corrupt things, and that's going to take a lot of like power from the people in government, and not power, but also like the, it's gonna wash away that we see them in such a serious way, and we're just gonna realize that they're just like people like anybody else, and that it makes more sense, with all these people being so corrupt, that this new innovative, even group of rogues, of hackers, are actually making more sense than all the entire governments of the planet. And during this time of darkness, because, and also interestingly enough, we're going through we're almost in the Holy Week time. And what is Holy Week? I mean, it's a time of pain in the Catholic or in the Christian topic, of course, in the faith, of pain, of the passion of Christ, of being going through a lot of aggression, and then he dies and he goes to, if the Apostle Creed says he goes, maybe it's going to be for 3 days, this darkness, or this bank's going down, or the internet going down. He goes to hell for 3 days, in 3 days of darkness that he is in hell. And during that time, we're going to be very contemplative. But when the light goes up, there's going to be a resurrection with this abundance. There's going to be a resurrection of how we see things, how we do things, how we do the economy, how we see the internet, our rights, the rights of the people as global citizens over the internet, and there being like a coalition of the world, because of the how things are going and how everything's becoming a mess. And it's going to be a gift. This time of darkness is going to be actually going to be a gift, and I feel that probably the prices of food are going to go down, are going to de-inflate, because someone is going to put in the table this topic of, if we keep those prices rising, and if it's only a concept, if money is only a concept, a made up concept of society, then we can change that concept, and for the benefit of all, because if not, we're going into this into real destruction in all sorts of ways, from the planet, from people going into hunger, from more migration, from more crime, more aggression, because we know from history that if people don't have enough to eat, like in the French Revolution, if there's no basic needs being met, of course there's going to be war, there's going to be revolt, there's going to be unrest. And I feel like that time of darkness, with going in like in the moon, and of the uncertainty, and then going back into being shown a system that is rebirthing. We're going to see that rebirth and this like new way of seeing things, like kind of like very like Pisces, also kind of Jesus kind of thing, like where we're going to be awakened that how we can do things much better, and how we need to work as a group together, and put aside see things in a very simplified way, like in Aquarius, like no bullshit. If it needs to be done, it will get done. And Let's see what else do we have here. The other cards that I had, definitely we're gonna see this. It's called the arousing, shock, crisis, upheaval, awe-inspiring, dramatic power shifts, unpredictability, a shake-up. That's a wake-up. Exactly. That's the essence of what I'm feeling. It's going to be the energy of Pluto entering into Aquarius, and that is going to help us go into a development, a new development. Like, it's going to be a breakdown for there to be a breakthrough. It's going to be a death for there to be a rebirth, a resurrection. Very Pluto. Pluto is all about death and resurrection. But it's also about crisis and upheaval and the total destruction of what no longer serves, in a very tower kind of thing. And it's going to be gradual progress, slowly but surely. But there's the introduction of a universal salary, of there being a safety net for all the citizens of this planet to have the basic. It's going to be put in the table, and it's probably going to come into fruition or start to become something serious next year. It's also going to show us the importance of discipline, of course, and or I think this group, exert authority, define it's time to take the bull by the horns. Yeah, create a strategy, mobilize forces. Yeah, this group is going to have this discipline of understanding as this crisis happens that they're probably the only hope that we have to get to survive as a collective. And they're going to take the bull by the horns on regards to this hacking, this social activist hackers are they're going to say, okay, we had enough. And with this modesty, I feel that, yeah, they're not going to be like that nationalist. They're going to be like global citizens. They don't want to know it. They don't want to have fame. So we're never going to know who they are, their names. That's why they're anonymous. They want to keep themselves modest, that only they know in their heart that they were part of something good for the humanity, that for their children and their grandchildren to actually have an earth to live in, and that they had to take the bull by the horns, given that, yeah, they're going to do unlawful things, but for a greater good, in the face of the whole structure of law, the whole structure of governments and institutions being corrupt, which they're going to show on their wiki flood. And they're going to say, okay, so you no longer have, like, to the authority figures, the governments, you no longer have there's another word for reputation. We don't trust you anymore because of this, such, and that, and we're going to do something about it because someone has to do something about it. And it's going to be here with these cards of darkening to the light, maintain a low profile, look inward first, caution and moderation, difficulty, self-protection, and subdue your brilliance. As well, that's going to keep themselves in the dark. They're going to be part of this Pluto movement because they have to keep themselves in the dark. We know what happened to Julian Assange, who is still in jail because of exposing government secrets of things that were crime wars, right? They were exposing crime wars. And there's going to be exposure of crime wars, war crimes, sorry, the other way around, war crimes, as well as in Russia, of what's going on. And I feel like this group of socialist activists, because Pluto is also socialism. And that's where it comes with the hackers, and with them doing something about this whole mess and implementing a universal salary, very socialist Pluto as well, and Pluto in Aquarius. And but they also have to keep themselves hidden because of course they're going to see a lot of pushback because they're going to be the counterbalance of all this corrupt psychopaths that are in governments and are taking decisions for us. Not that they're all bad, but most of them are. And they're going to show things as they are. And they're in them being in the shadows, they want to bring abundance to the planet, for there to be enough for everyone. And that's going to be like their their gift to the world in regards to lowering the prices of everything, and in regards to pushing for a universal salary. Rest and new control. Have these cards too of new vitality, new beginnings, and like it with this, I feel with this rainbow, it's gonna be people from different races, colors, genders, gender identities. It's gonna be from different countries that they're gonna unite and have a coalition. And during the time where things go down, as the internet goes down, and the banks go down, probably they're gonna be in their in the hermit mode of just like the rest of us, like, oh shit, like this is the this is the end. It's gonna feel horrible, of course, but this group of people are gonna decide, okay, so we're gonna do something about it. Nobody's doing anything about it. We're gonna do something about it, and they're gonna take control when the internet comes up, when the things are restarted on this like resurrection. And crown chakra, and then I had these other cards of the crown chakra. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of synchronicities for this group of people. That things are gonna happen. There's gonna be like a guidance from the star, like from the planets, like from up above, from the divine, of them to intervene. That they're going to be given the opportunity. Here with the temptation, I don't see it like a bad thing. I see like they're going to have the opportunity to make something unlawful but good for society, and they're going to do it. And this is also going to give them an opportunity, even though there's going to be like a double bias of them bringing, because they're going to keep themselves in the dark, but they're going to expose all the crimes that the people in power, they're going to voice out all the crimes that people in power have been doing, and by that they're going to take away their power and place it on the people. And they're going to make it very clear that they're not doing it for personal reasons, that they're doing it for the good of the collective, for the planet. Here with I had the Hermit again of it's going to come after a long consideration, after the ground has been shaken to all, but it's going to shake those that have the capability of hacking the system and returning the power to the people. They're gonna feel it very strongly. They're gonna feel very motivated in their intuition as during that time of darkness to make something new, and they're going to investigate during the time of darkness, during the time where things are not working well. And there might be it could even be the people that are actually setting up the system again, who are able, or people are able to access the system as it's been rebuilt. They see the weaknesses and they see how easy it is to hack for the favor of all, in favor of actually the planet, the collective. Let me bring you here to my dice. Here we have the Ace of Cups, which I was getting a lot, which is unconditional love. I feel like this is like a gift from heaven, and this rogue people as well are a gift from heaven with the star here, that they're guided divinely, with this king of hearts, king of cups, I feel there's gonna be fatherly energy. Some of these hackers, they have children and they're very concerned on what's the future of the planet, and that's gonna encourage them to make it better and to actually do something unlawful for the benefit of all. Pluto shaking the ground of things in the sense of a revolution of wanting something, an ideal, a better way, a more humane way to make life. related with Taurus on regards to our resources, with the 11th house being Aquarius, using the internet as a way to mobilize, as a way to win over with the, and to get victory with the 6 of Wands. In regards to Scorpio, is because they're going to be hidden, and it's going to be very potent what they're going to do. This doesn't take a lot of people to be done. It just takes the right people. And with the 3 of Wands, of seeing where the world is heading, and of the Emperor, that energy of knowing you have the power to do it, and deciding to do it for the collective on the 3rd house, and communicating why you're doing it. With Saturn in the 9th, with Saturn and the 9 of Wands, I feel it's nine of Wands is like a protector, is the wounded warrior, but it's also a wall. I think they're going to break the wall of the institutions and push through in order to move us from in order to create this revolution, this evolution, revolution and evolution. And they don't want to do, the energy that I'm feeling is not destructive, because just like the song from the Beatles is not, where it says, if it takes destruction, you can count me out. They don't want to see destruction. They actually want to see the world flourish, and they want to have a future for their children. So it's going to be it's peaceful. It's a peaceful movement in front of all the chaos that we might be feeling when we get, like, it's a counter energy to the crisis that we could be experiencing as here I have, oh yeah, here I showed those cards already, as Pluto burst our bubble, right? Our bubble of what's going on, and how we can make things better. I wanted to read a few things that I was investigating. Let's see, on regards to the energies that I was feeling for Pluto going into Aquarius, which is going to be the last, and then we're basically we're over with the message, and then we just have to hang in there and see what happens starting on March 23rd. As I said, I was seeing that there could be problems with the ocean cables that take internet, that they might break down. We might also see solar storms causing havoc on the satellites that bring internet, and that is probably going to cause like a darkness. It could be 3 days. I'm feeling like that's a possibility. It could be 3 days, given that we're so close to Holy Week and the symbology and how similar they are of going through suffering, death, and then resurrection. We're going to be shown a lot of what's going on with the human trafficking. When the lights go up, when the lights go, when the lights, we're going to have our lights turn down, and then when the lights are turned on, we're going to see a lot of corruption, a lot of darkness, a lot of evil. Then probably we're going to be shown what's going on with the dark web as the internet comes back. And the dark web, the crimes are being exposed. As I said, people that have been in the dark trying to do good things, or that have actually value to society, that might have been dimmed by the algorithms set by the big corporations. They might be brought into the light. So a lot of people could have lucky breaks and even unexpected wealth, given that Pluto is also a planet of unexpected wealth. There's going to be also, we're going to be shown a light on how the internet works and the pollution that it's causing, because most people don't know. They think that the internet is in like something in the air, but it's very physical. And that's gonna, and who has control over it as it goes down and then it goes back. There's going to be an investigation of who has control over the internet, how does it work, the pollution that it's causing, who has control over it, what are the weaknesses that it has, and the importance of creating a new internet system, and of a new rights for society as we enter into an age of technology. Um, as I said, there's going to be a lot of redemptive quality to this energy of hell and resurrection, of going into a descent and a transformation. Be watchful for during this time, during this 2 months, March 23 to June 11th, on regards to mass shootings. Try to avoid conglomerations, or try to avoid people that are conflictive in general, or that they may be moved by negative energies or by the shadows, because Pluto can also be your desires going rampant, like human animal desires going rampant. So just be careful. Remember, have your pepper spray with you. Keep a watchful eye, because when things go hayward, people don't have a good values also start acting out. So be careful on that. A lot of these skeletons on the closet are going to get out for most of the figures in politics. I do feel strongly like a wiki flood, not WikiLeaks, but wiki flood. And things that have been inflated are going to be made small, which is where I feel like the prices of food are going to be de-inflated by whatever happens. There's going to be a lot of talking about nanotechnology, because that's also like something small, important, and technology, Pluto in Aquarius. Also, as I said, the hacker activist is going to be very strong here. Social hacking activist. Let's see, what else? There's also an energy as we're finishing the year, because the solar year ends, it's ending right now, and it starts on March 21st. As we get into the equinox, we are, of course, doing a mourning of all those 3 years. We might be feeling down in the dumps during these days. And the universe is calling us to surrender and let go of all the things that we have lost, of the way of life we have lost. There's definitely, as the world goes, with the hangman having a new perspective, we're gonna see a new version of the world, the possibility of a new version of a world and of ourselves as well. A lot of people that feel like they've been buried. This also is a time, Pluto is also a time of, in Aquarius as well, of the seeds that have been planted. So if you've been tending to a seed, a project, this is also a time for things to start flourishing as spring starts to come into the world of great ideas that actually have a benefit for society are going to flourish greatly during this time. Things that have been hidden in darkness, especially things that are rotten, criminal, disgusting, evil, are gonna come into the light. We're gonna see like a time of purification. This Pluto and Aquarius and purification being similar to the crucifixion of Christ, of going through difficult times, which could have been all this 2.5 years, or we're gonna see like the last kick of the season actually changing of the cycles and this spiritual life lessons. We could see them on this during this next coming months, but they're also gonna the bad that we could feel is gonna come with a medicine, with a way to heal it. Because the pain is unbearable. So it's it's going to be created. The medicine is going to be created in the minds of those that have the possibility to change society. Because as a society, we're diseased. Not diseased. We're not healthy. We're sick. We are living in a sick society, a sick economy, a sick society, a sick way of making government, sick social media. It's too polluted. So it's going to be totally purified through breaking down and then rebirthing. And we're going to see, I don't know if it's going to be on the start or at the end of this transit from March 23 to June 11th, But we're finally going to see the last pieces of the puzzle falling into the table of what is the route that as human beings we're going to be taking from now on for the next 20, 40 years. For the next 20 years, because Pluto is going to be in Aquarius until 2043. So it's going to give us a clue of where we're heading and how we're building society. Let's see. Yeah, machines breaking down. So I think it's going to be the machine of the internet. The whole system is going to go down. It's also going to bring opportunities for renewal, for new beginnings, and for spiritual and financial growth, because it's going to be things that died. The old system that dies is going to be like a compost for new things to be built over it. Originality and invention are going to be, and expanded consciousness are going to be big topics, and are going to have a strong, they're going to be very strong in the economy and in the movement of society. Being planted, yeah, it's about feeling like we're being planted. Experiences that are deep, dark, and personal. Deep, dark, and personal. Very Pluto. Let's see what else. Probably there could be coming on the light of family secrets, of people that are involved in authority places. Things that were top secret are going to become knowledgeable for everybody. Seeds are going to be very important, as well as minerals. What else? Giver of wealth, deep diver, to the point. Power to the people, independence. Yeah, I think. See, establishments turn on their head. How we organize information and communication is going to be totally transformed. Something that's going to be created suddenly. Okay, this is the essence of what's... There's going to be like a Han Solo vibe of these people, these hackers, they're going to have this... they have this energy, or they are this essence of... we did it because we needed it, because it needed to be... sorry, let me start again. The person that's going to be behind it, or the leader probably, or whoever's going to speak, is going to say something like this: I did it because it needed to be done. It was for the greater good. And if you don't see that, too bad. Like like a Han Solo vibe, or like an Iron Man kind of energy of they have the power to do it, they have the knowledge to do it. And if somebody didn't do it, then we as a society, we were going to crash. I also feel there's going to be modifications in safety in regards to our air quality, just as much as Saturn going into Pisces is going to bring attention to the conservation of our waters. Pluto into Aquarius is also going to have a topic of the security of the air, because Aquarius is also air, of air being healthy, for there not to be like stale air, or for air to be clean. Hopefully it doesn't come with any other virus, and that's just about safety of air. Also air on regards to traveling, because Aquarius can also mean traveling like space or airplanes, but I think there's going to be a renovation of and safety of how on regards to planes, for the betterment of, for there to be less crashes. This is going to be definitely a time for all of us, and I do feel this is going to be collective of facing profound experiences on regards to our life choices up until this point. So I do feel with the Judgment card and the Seven of Cups coming up several times, that we're going to have like a karma review. Whoever has been doing good things are going to be rewarded, and they are going to be pushed forward, because Pluto in Aquarius is about pushing forward good ideas, like something like a long shot or a Hail Mary going a long way. That's very much because it makes it viral with an idea that becomes a revolutionary ideas that become viral. Pluto in Aquarius. And also, if you've been doing bad choices, that's also going to blow up in your face as well. Like, everybody's going to have to be facing their choices during this time, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But good karma will be paid off in great ways, in great leaps. It will be shining a light for all of us, like first personally and then to the world, very much like the Hermit card, where we will all have to go within, and then as a collective, as we face our shadows, we also see we see ourselves represented in the rest of the world. I think this hacker activist movement is going to show us how similar we all are. I think there's been a lot of segregation and division and separateness on regards to the other human beings on the planet that are living on bad life conditions that they don't have even the basic. And I think this group is going to show us the face of a lot of these people and show us that we're all the same. We all want to provide for our families. We all want to have security. We all want to have time to laugh and to enjoy with our families and our friends. And we all want a dignified job where we're not are losing our body and our soul to slavish working conditions. And I think that's and as we've all gone through difficulties during this 2.5 years during the pandemic, it's going to show us how we're going to see our face reflected in the face of others. And let's see. A lot of us, it's going to be a helpful time to use all of our failures as stepping stones, as well as the failures of society, as stepping stones into a successful future and to work towards it. But it's going to take some time to be still, to connect with our intuition a lot, and to follow our hearts. And as well, it's going to take a pinch of having faith that the divine will guide us, that will guide the people that have the power to make changes. And I do recommend to do a lot of meditation, to going within, to give yourself some grounding, whichever way works for you. Meditation, praying, I pray the rosary, or grounding, or getting some sunlight, or doing some gardening, or cooking, or dancing, or doing any crafts, so that we do not get swallowed into the drowning of the waters of turmoil, of uncertainty that will also be created. There's going to be turmoil and uncertainty, and just be careful not to drown in that energy. Know that the light is going to come, and that everything's happening in divine order for a greater good, and that the energy is so strong that we need a revolution that it's unstoppable. And thankfully, there's going to be a power shift with technology. There's going to be a power shift to the people. If you would like to know how this planetary changes are going to affect you personally, I'll put the information below if you want to have a personal reading, how this is going to affect you on your personal life. And check out my other video with Saturn going into Pisces. I feel it's also shining a good light of what's to come. And this is Sabrina at Piedra Luna Tarot 808, and blessings to all.